Hi, welcome to the week 6 Prac exercise. The first thing we're going to show, I guess, is the webget or wget. This command pretty much just contacts the website as you do normally if you're in Safari. So the first one we can do is just the Qt website, for example. This will just go and contact the Qt web server as we do normally if you're on the browser. So it connects to it, HTTP send, waiting for a response, of course gives the location of it, time, access, we connected to it, length, and pretty much it just saves HTML. So now if we want to go, we can go access the HTML, and this will just show us what the website runs off. So if we just go cat index.html.3, because it's third time accessing it, and this just shows our whole HTML document which runs the website, just different things like Google verification. We've got the banner, a global main context, homepage, carousel which runs images, Twitter card, open graph, just all different things really. We go clear, we can do this with a different website if you want, so we can go webget.google.com. So we'll do the same thing, so if we go cat index.html.4, for instance, get the same thing. Google have different formatting though for the HTML. Pretty much operates the exact same way though. So clear that. Next, we're going to run our own web server. So I'm just going to copy paste down here already. Or not run our web server. We're going to access a web server and it'll straight away display what we see. So I'm going to copy paste that for instance. We'll run that. So we get a bad request because this is a secured website. So we need to find an unsecured, because secured website have some security to make sure who's accessing it is a proper person, where we are not, because it's just trying to get the HTTP, which we can't, so we need to get a less secure site. So if we try just the same thing, we'll use a different website, which I found, which is W3, which is just an online learning, and it's by .org. As will show, it actually is able to connect, and if we just scroll up, it shows we negotiate, accepted, because it's an insecure request, so it had to accept us. It shows us when we accepted. E-tags, any ranges, content, cache, expiry date, keep alive time, timeout, max, and yeah, connection is closed after we got it. So we got HTML, just same thing, it just shows our HTML, shows everything. And yeah, if we just go clear, we can, if we want to try to do it again, we can try with Google maybe this time, get a different result. So this pretty much just shows the exact same thing we got before using webget, just shows that. So now this time we can try run our own server. So if we go, pretty much make our own little server right now, and go like this, and now it's up and running. So if we go like that, it can show us, we're pretty much displaying the day and time by it's making the HTTP server, and we're just displaying the time. We've got a couple gaps down, which allows it to display it in this top part. It runs off the port 8080, just so we have a free port, which you connect to it via there. We can even open up a new terminal if we want to, just to use webget for it. So if we go SSH guest at localhost, oh, of course not that, SSH guest at 192, if we just put in the IP, and then we can log in, just guest password. Obviously, then we could do webget in the IP, so 192.168.0.203.8080. We can connect to that as well, which it will show that. It shows index.html, which we can access it if we want. HTML, oh, wrong one, of course. Cat index.html. And this is what it displays. So our HTML is, or not, it's not HTML, but this is what our web server is. So all it is just displaying the date. So that's one way, another way that we can view it. Now with our web server, we can also do different things to it. So firstly, if you want to change the color of the text, use CSS, which I've just embedded into it already prior. So if we paste this in and then get it running and we can refresh the web page, it will display red text, and it's just showing that we've connected to it on our device, which just shows Mac, Intel, the version number, Apple WebGet, just shows everything you need really, Safari, the version, yeah. But we can keep on going more. So now we've only just changed the text or changed the color of the text. If we want to change the text entirely, we can do the same thing. So if we go to the last one, we can get rid of date here. And if we want, we can just do hello everyone, this is a test. We can run that. If we refresh the page, hello everyone, this is a test. We can change it obviously. But there's one other thing we can do as well. For the file, we can also change the background. So this I've just implemented changing the background here. So if we just refresh, we got blue background, white text, displaying the date. We can show it is a static website, however it takes real data. So if you keep on refreshing, then you can't refresh too quickly or else you'll crash it obviously. But yeah, it shows the time. You can do a lot more with CSS and HTML, but however, we have a one-line web server, so you can't really modify it too much. You can only have a single line of code displaying a single text. The only real other thing we can do in HTML is we can just add more lines before the text is displayed. So if we just go up all the way back to the start, which does take a bit, but so we go here, we just add a couple more end gaps in, and then if we run this one, we can just show, oh well, it doesn't move around for this, but if we had the basic one, we can just go back to it, Control C. We can go back to it, then if we add in some gaps, and now we run it, we can see that we just add some gaps into it, which is basic HTML, but that's all we can run in the single line web server. Yeah, this is week 6 Prac. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or anything, just leave them in the comments or just email me back. And yeah, thanks.